I think the two things that make it unique is first of all, the senior class started with 11 guys in 2015, and from the original class, I think there's probably 5. There was a lot of turnover that first year from that class, and these guys have kind of, seen it up and seen it down. I think their freshman year we were top 10 in the country, defeated the number 1 and number 2 teams, won 12 games, and I think their sophomore year in 2016 we had the first and only non-winning season here with a 500 season, losing the field, just kind of a funny year by our standards. So with that, to kind of get the ship righted last year and win 11 games, get to a Big East final, and this year be ranked and have a pretty good start and be in a decent position now. I think in a way they have a mission that they want to finish. They've left it in good shape, and I think they're certainly in a position to leave it in better shape or as in good a shape as it was when they got here. As you asked me that question, it's ironic. I heard one of the guys in the parking lot yell a joke out to one of the players, and it made me laugh. But there's a lot of personality in this class. I think the maturity level in this class is impressive. There's a lot of hires in this class. And one thing we talk about in our recruiting is developing spouses and developing hires. And I look at the list of guys, and there's guys who I would hire and certainly welcome into my family. And I'm proud of the young men they've become. I'm really proud of guys like Colin Hanley, Bobby DeWitt, who have accepted their roles and seen some ups and downs from a soccer standpoint. And then there's obviously other guys who have probably played a little more and succeeded a little more on the field and been multidimensional. I think all these guys have gotten a 3.0 or higher at some point. They've all kind of had their moments in the sun and when called upon. And overall, I think considering there's 2 or 3 transfers or new additions to the initial core, they've come together nicely. And I think they really look at themselves as a graduating class and a senior class, which isn't always easy to do when you're meshing different pieces together. It's a great opportunity, and just as much as a bad loss can sting, or a couple of the results recently have stung, this one can reignite things and kickstart things. But really, it's the next game on our schedule, and then after that, we have a non-conference game to wrap up that part of it, and then 4 Big East. And really, this is a big game. It's a huge game in one regard, but it's also a free game. It's kind of a tune-up and a game we can take before the final stretch. And I think I'm really looking for our performance, first of all, the personality of our team, and really our pieces. The one unique thing about the adversity we've had the last 2 weeks is we've been able to use a lot of guys and develop our depth, and assuming we're going to get 2 or 3 guys back before the final stretch here, we actually will be deeper heading into the end of the season and the postseason than we've been before, and it's important to have a growth mindset for that. And I think the final thing you talk about when you go through times like this is developing your capacities and stretching your capacities, our fitness capacity, our mental capacity, our adversity capacity. As I said before, I think you have to have a growth mindset and look at you can grow in adversity. And we've seen with other teams over the years in different sports, at different schools, different levels, that teams who have gone through things like that, it usually prepares them and unites them. And as long as they stay together, great things can come out in the end. And we have a lot left. I did the math, and from a Big East marathon standpoint, we're at mile 15 tomorrow night. So there's a lot left. There's 33% of our schedule left. But with that, I think before there's 2 games left and the finality of senior night at, say, game 16 or 17, I think this might be a awakening night and probably a perspective builder as far as that the end is near. And it might turn the urgency dial up a little bit, and certainly the appreciation dial. I do think it's great to have it on a Friday night. We have Simon's parents coming in from Norway. Tomic's girlfriend is here from Germany, and obviously parents from Virginia, Kansas City, Louisiana, and so on. So it's nice to get everybody in here. We start all the seniors. We certainly will always do that. That's unique. But I think rather than putting so much on that final regular season game at home as we've done in the past, it kind of evens it out a little bit. And if anything, I think maybe it might sharpen the perspective and appreciation for these guys as they head into their final month.